My name is Sangeet, and today I have a message for you. Manifestation has become a very common word around us, especially in contexts related to spirituality. More and more, we become aware that thoughts and beliefs are somehow correlated to our realities, and that somehow we have the power to change whatever it is that we experience. However, the pressure and the heaviness that comes with this is huge, because when we believe that we are the creators of our reality, whatever happens that we don't want or that we don't like turns into another failure in our list of things that prove our inability to create a beautiful life. And since we know that it is possible to have it, and because we don't, we then believe that there must be something wrong with us. Also, who wants to live in a constant alert, worried about what thoughts are we thinking and what words are we saying? Yes, being conscious of our thoughts and of our words can be so important if we want to bring good results and pleasant consequences in our lives, but we don't want to become obsessed with it to the point that everything that we think and say is a product of some sort of manifestation technique, right? So, here's the thing. First of all, no, there is nothing wrong with us. Second, we have everything that it takes to live in this world and to keep experiencing it. Third, we don't have to forcefully manifest or create anything in particular in order to have the life that we want or to simply experience beautiful things. And fourth, yes, there is another way to shift realities and to manifest and to create new scenarios without systematically deleting thoughts or chasing new ones. When we don't like what we experience, we want to see our life totally changed in a second, right? And if nothing changes, we think that it is not possible. But what if I tell you that not only it is possible, but it can also be simple and easy to implement? When we change our belief system at the core, our reality inevitably changes as well. However, no matter how happy we are still capable of seeing good and bad anywhere. So, what is it that makes the difference? What makes the difference is our response. We know that by replacing and changing our thoughts and beliefs, we definitely replace and change our responses, because our previous belief system is no longer there to validate our previous ones. Now, this being true, then the opposite is true as well, which means that if we replace and change our responses, we automatically replace and change our thoughts and beliefs by no longer validating them, since now we have new actions, or in other words, new responses. So, in order to change our reality, we don't have to insist on changing our thoughts and beliefs. Instead, we can simply change our responses. I will give you a very simple and practical example. Once I was having a conversation with someone who pushed me into speaking to another person on their phone, which made me feel uncomfortable because it wasn't something that I wanted to do. As a result of this, and since this seemed to be part of a pattern in my life, I checked my belief system to see if I could catch something, and I couldn't. But still, I wanted this to end, so I turned things around and I made a decision. I decided that whenever this would happen again, no matter how long it would take, I would be ready to respond differently. So I came up with a specific response in my mind that would be aligned with who I am and with who I wanted to be, and I forgot about it. 2 weeks later, I was talking to the exact same person who did the exact same attempt, only this time I responded differently, which made them totally drop the phone before even making the call and change the subject. And so far, this has never happened again. So, what did I actually do here? I tried to change the root cause of my response, which would be my thoughts and beliefs, so I could change my reality. However, for some reason, I couldn't. So instead, I changed my response so I could change the reality. Now here's the interesting part. My new response was nothing but me setting healthy boundaries. So, if we struggle with managing and controlling our thoughts and beliefs, let's acknowledge that more than just thoughts and beliefs creating experiences, it is our response to the reality that matters the most. Every day, all sorts of toxicity can be presented to us. It is something that none of us can really escape from. And it is our capacity to set limits and to say no to whatever we don't want and to say yes to whatever we want that really counts. And of course, the stronger and healthier our belief system is, the easier will be for us to keep up with this and to stay at peace and consequently to create the beautiful life that we want. We all have unwelcoming patterns in our lives. Stories, comments, circumstances, even people with the same type of energy, all repeating themselves right in front of us. However, we can change these scenarios by speaking our truth and by living accordingly to our worth, even when we think or believe otherwise. Creating realities is not linear, because there are so many factors and nuances to it, but we can always do something about the way we address it. It may not be easy to fully understand and to fully be sure and aware of what we are creating or not through our thoughts and beliefs, even because most of them are at a subconscious level. However, it is definitely much easier to understand the power of changing our approach to the reality and how that can significantly impact our lives. So today, if we cannot change our reality through our thoughts, let's then change it through our responses. There is no such thing as only one way. We can always get to where we want to be, from anywhere.